What does that mean to be you guys, three captains?
It's honestly an honor. You look back on all the people who have been captains here at Nebraska, and they've all been great players and great people and left a great legacy as captains. And we really looked up to Michaela and Kenzie last year, and they set a really good example for us and showed us how to lead and how to lead a team. And we're honestly just really excited about this season.
Do you want me to add to that? Okay. Yeah, going off what Nicklin said, I've been here for quite some time, and I've got to see some really great volleyball players and people come through this program. And so to be recognized as one of those is it's really amazing, and I'm super excited to see what this team can do this year, and I'm excited to lead them with her.
Nicklin, to get that honor as a sophomore, though, it's pretty rare. How did you find out, and what was your reaction?
We kind of talked about it a little bit. I've just kind of been how I am through my whole life, and Coach kind of talked to me a little bit about it at the end of my freshman season. And when he told me, I was just kind of shocked and kind of nervous at first because I was so young and I hadn't been in the program for so long. But my teammates have been super supportive about it, and they all tell me all the time, they trust me, and it gives me a lot of confidence to be able to lead them. And having Lauren by my side, she's been here for a couple more years than I have, and she's one of the greatest leaders I've ever seen. So I have a lot more confidence now.
Yeah, and I think it came as no surprise to any of us when Nicklin got named a captain, because she's one of the hardest working people in this program, and she's just so mature, and she holds herself and carries herself very well, and I think a lot of people can look up to her, and even though she is so young, she acts wise beyond her years, and so I think she's a great addition to this program and as a captain.
What qualities does Coach Cook look for in a captain and a leader, and do you have those qualities? Do you see yourself fulfilling what you want in a leader?
Yeah, I sure hope so, God. Yeah. But just like all the captains that have come before me, before us, I think that every single one of them is one of those people that just leads by example, and on and off the court. And so, just someone that's personable, someone who works hard, and someone who Coach can trust to be responsible off the court. So I think we do that quite well. Yeah.
Lauren, with losing Michaela and Kenzie from last season, what's going to happen this year for you guys to maintain the level of success that you've had?
Yeah, I think this team just needs to, I don't think we have any problems working hard. I don't think that we're any less capable than we were last year. I just think that we all need to establish our relationships because we're so young. We have a lot of growth to do, and we have 6 new players this year. So just kind of bringing them in and taking them under our wing, kind of showing them how Nebraska Volleyball does things, and just getting after it every single day and trusting the people around you.
Nicklin, is there any particular areas in your game that you kind of highlighted as spots that you really felt like you need to improve heading into year 2?
I always feel like I can improve everywhere, but just being more consistent. I feel like I got a lot more consistent with my setting at the end of last year, and just maintaining that and really working on my connections with the hitters, because we do have a lot of new people, and just finding the connection with them.
Question for both of you guys. You had obviously the trip in Asia. How further along do you guys feel now, or more prepared for the season coming out of that experience?
Yeah, I think that was a really great opportunity for all of us to get to know each other, and we were so far away from friends and family, so we really had to turn to each other, and we got to know each other on a much deeper level than I thought was possible, and just seeing how those relationships that we built off the court translated to on the court and how we played then, it was really cool to see, and I think this team is something special, and I think we're going to have a great year.
Yeah, it definitely feels like we're kind of a little bit more forward than we were last year. Last year we were still new. We didn't really know what was going on, and we had to do a lot more team building experiences, but just going to China and Japan, it was built in because you're all vulnerable. You don't know what you're doing. You don't know the language. So just being able to be that vulnerable with your teammates really brings you a lot closer.
Nicklin, how do you think Kelly Hunter can help you as a setter?
Yeah, Kelly's one of the greatest setters to ever play here, and she's awesome. She's an awesome person, and she was a great leader here as well. So having her in the gym, she's going to help tremendously with setting and, you know, the other things, the mental part of being a setter, and then also just helping us a little bit with our leadership and how she led the team when she was here. So she's going to be super useful to this program.
Did you feel pressure to replace her last year, and is there any more pressure on you now this year?
Yeah, coming in after her, like I said, she was one of the greatest setters to ever play here. So it was hard because I, at first, felt like I was replacing her, and I kind of found out through the season I just needed to be myself and find my own identity and find how I played as a setter. And I think towards the end of the season, and I just feel more confident in myself now and my identity as a setter.
For both of you, how much do you think about that national championship game, and how much will it fuel you coming into this fall?
I don't think there's a day that goes by that we don't think about it. We were so close. But, yeah, I think we've used it as motivation every single day. And this team comes in, and I've never been on a team that works as hard as these girls. Like, I know we've said that in the past, but this year it's different. Everyone is just so driven and so motivated, and we want to play well for the person next to us. And like, even in lifting, we go in there and it's like a competition with the person next to you. Like, oh, you just lifted that, well, I can do that too. Like, everyone's just trying to get that much better every single day, and so that's really cool to see. And yeah, no one wants to experience that pain ever again. So we're gonna work hard every single day to make sure that doesn't happen.
Yeah, those 3 points are always there, it feels like, and we talk about it a lot. We talk about that day and how it happened and how we lost, and I think it just is always going to be in the back of our minds, and we want it to be important on this team because we lost by 3 points. How are we going to be 3 points better this season? So we're always keeping it and reminding everyone about it.
You talk about the final game. Do you talk about a fifth straight trip to the Final Four at all? Is that just part of that discussion?
I don't think it really is. I think I don't think it's awesome that how it's been, but I think it's just kind of like continuing the legacy of Nebraska, and it's just hard to think about that stuff when the national championship game.
Are you talking
felt
like a
that.
fifth one for this upcoming year? Or
Yeah, you've been to four. Nebraska's been to four straight. Talking
Yeah.
about this possible fifth one.
Oh, yeah. I don't think we think about it that much because we know it's going to happen. We're just, like, dead set that, like, yeah, we're excited for that, and that'd be great if we get there, but we got our eyes on the prize.
Hey, Nicklin, who are some freshmen you think can contribute early?
The ones that come to mind right away is Maddie and Kenzie. They came early and they really dove into the program and really have invested themselves in learning like the Nebraska way. And I forget they're freshmen sometimes because it feels like they've been here forever, and they glued really well with the team and have a great connection with us. So they both work so hard, and I feel like they can be really big contributors to our team this year.
So just a sophomore, now you've got to kind of keep work on your game, but now you've also got a freshman setter to kind of help bring along. What's that kind of balance like for you in terms of being that leader for Nicole, but also improving your own game?
Yeah, Nicole pushes me to be better every day, and we're always pushing each other in the gym, being competitive, and I get to help her through the things that I went through last year because it's kind of a struggle transitioning over and learning the new techniques, and so I can just talk to her about how I went through that struggle and how I fixed that problem or I went through it, and so we're kind of having that connection because I can just help her out with that, but it's also reminding me of those things that I need to still keep in the back of my mind.
You mentioned the expectation to make it to the Final Four again. How do you kind of relay that into a pretty young team as it is?
I think this team is really special in the way that they know, like even though there are 6 new people, they know that it's going to take just working day by day and kind of keeping that next point mentality in our heads because they just work so hard and like, yes, that's what we want, but like we can't think about that right now. We're just going to take it like one step at a time. That is the goal. But like we were just saying like, oh my gosh, like 2-a-days start soon, and we're just so excited to get back in the gym with each other. Like, yeah, it's going to be great when we get there, but we have bigger fish to fry right now.
And I just think starting out the season, it's like important to just like relay to them what Nebraska volleyball is and how we play as a team. And I feel like if we do that and everyone understands it and everyone buys in, and I know they will, then we'll be back there. And I think we're just worried about, or just like concerned right now about getting that. out of the way.
So what is Nebraska volleyball to you?
A lot of things.
There's a lot of things that go in.
How do you relay that to them?
You know, Nebraska Volleyball, we work hard, and our big thing is relationships and trust and just going out there and competing your heart out. And, you know, we've had a lot of people before to show us that as well, and they've been super successful. And so I think just carrying on that legacy and just like loving wearing the Nebraska jersey and representing this state and this university.
Yeah. Wow, that is a loaded question. There's a lot of things you could say, but I think Nicklin really nailed it with the whole relationship aspect of it, because that is what makes this team so special. And we've preached it in the past, and like we over me and we Theo, but we really are all about the person next to us. And there are going to be some individual successes along the way, but like we are so concerned with making the person next to us better and deepening that relationship, because like yes, we are good on the court, but we're even better off the court. Like when we came back from China and Japan, we just spent like a month together, and then the next day everyone's like, hey, do you guys want to come over? Like I miss you already. Like so it's really fun to be a part of this team and this program.
Michaela, go.
Outside of the leadership and the mental parts of the game, what are the strengths of this team going to be on the court this season for both of you?
I mean, Nebraska Volleyball is, I think, one of the best, like, well-rounded programs in the nation. We've got great serving, we've got great passers, we've got great defensive people, and I think we bring a lot of energy. This team's so young, so on the court we're going to have a lot of fun with it and just be ourselves and get better each day.
Yeah. I think last year we were really successful with our defense and our serving, and I think we really want to carry that over this year because we work really hard on that. And so I think that would be another emphasis for us, but also improving those other areas.
Michaela obviously had a huge role offensively. A lot of it is depending on the passing, but do you feel like you're in a position, Lauren, where you can kind of step up and fill some of that void a little bit, even more offensively?
Yeah, hopefully. I think what made Fecky so special was the fact that she was so composed every second of the game. And I know I get really emotionally invested and I get super excited, but just kind of taking like how she was successful and like learning from her. And she was just very composed all the time. And if she made a mistake, like you knew that next ball, like she wouldn't make that same mistake and she wouldn't let it affect how she played. So I'd like to take a lot of mental aspects of Michaela Fecky's game and incorporate that into my game.
And I think she's definitely ready for that. She always wants the ball, which is what you want out of a hitter, and she's always telling me, you better set me this next ball. So I feel like she's going to be perfectly in that role. And I think you guys, like in the national championship game, she took over. And yeah, so I think she'll definitely be in that role this year.
Has to get any extra confidence out of the way you closed the season last year?
Not necessarily, because like, yeah, that was great, but we just wanted to win. That was a bigger blow to the ego than that. But yeah, I think we'll be just fine. And Nicklin and I had a great beach season, and we kind of established that relationship some more then, and so hopefully we'll carry that over to this next year.
Final questions for the players? You excited to have Stanford is coming here in a month or so? I mean, are you excited for that opportunity, that measuring stick early in the season?
Oh, yeah. I mean, hopefully, yeah. No, we're definitely ready. Yeah, I think we're super excited to get back out there and start competing again, and it's going to be nice to play them again, and we're so young, and we're like a whole new team, so it'll be interesting to see how we match up with them this time.
Yeah, and this team is super competitive too, so I know everyone's going to be super fired up for it.
With the first practice being tomorrow, what's your message to this large group of incoming players that haven't gone through a practice with Coach Cook? What do you tell them to get them prepared?
Wow.
Yeah, that's a hard one.
Yeah, I just think kind of what we said is just like next point mentality. Just like if you mess up, shake it off. There's always going to be another ball. And not to let Coach Cook, because he likes to get on the newbies. He does. And just to not take any of that stuff personally. And he is there to make us better. So.
Yeah. And I would say too, just trust the process. And I think you start off new, it's kind of hard and you're learning a bunch of new things, but trusting the process, you'll get there at the end, and that's a big thing for us, so I would just tell them to trust the process.
Okay, we'll be right back with Coach Cook.